EDF has been very important to Côte d'Ivoire because, as you know, we got out of the crisis in April 2011, and the crisis was so severe, there was almost no water, no electricity in the Abidjan town, 6 million inhabitants, and we really needed budget support. On top of that, we were negotiating to get to the debt alleviation program. It was going to end, and we needed more money to pay back some loans, and we couldn't do it. And at this very moment, we couldn't get any help from any classical development partner, and ADB was there. And we think that for us, it's something that we could never forget, ever, that they were able to bring budget support to help us not only pay back the loan and get to the debt alleviation program ready, but also to help in key social sectors like health, education, water, and so many other issues. This project has been staying there for the past 10 years because we were in crisis. We couldn't even raise the private funds. And once again, it was the third breach, and EDF was there to finance, not only to lead the financial team, but also to bring money on equity as well as debt to have this project reach really his starting point. The advocacy message I could send to donors is that maybe I can shorten it in just a couple of words. Now is the time. For the past decades, they've been bringing money into Africa, but because we have stability issues, most of the country were in conflict, because we had democratization issues, really the money has not always been able to achieve the objectives. Now, most of the countries in Africa are in a peaceful situation. Most of them are really in the final point of democratization. The country is really ready now for its development. And you could see there's also the human capital now. So now is the time to flow in money, mainly in key sectors like infrastructure, to really launch, the growth of Africa. It has already started. You could see that growth in most of the African region are really steady, 5–6%, and everybody knows that in the next decade, Africa is going to really get into a very growth and prosperity. But now resources to finance infrastructure, like concessional resources, very interesting rate condition to be able to finance this very important project in PPPs are really needed now. And that can really be a leapfrog in the development and really help Africa get where it should have been far time away. First of all, it's a big thanks to all donors and the banks for returning to Abidjan, because beyond having the headquarters in Abidjan, it's a very important signal to investors in the country. The ADB wouldn't go back to Abidjan if they were not sure that security is there, that really a long-time perspective of stability is really there. And for investors, that these issues are very key issues. So first thing, thank you to the bank, to trust the Côte d'Ivoire, to trust efforts that have been made in the past 2 years to reach a point where they can now return. But beyond that, naturally, with the bank will come so many things that will have a direct and indirect impact in the development of the country.